So this place had an existing array, which is that further rack, and then this one right in front of me is from a old solar hot water heating system. So we're gonna repurpose this to be able to use for more PV as well, because I think we're doing 40 panels out here. He used to have 190 watt panels on this rack, and we're gonna put in some 400 watt panels. So we had an interesting time decommissioning the array yesterday, which is something I hadn't really done before. And essentially, if the solar panels are in the sun, then they're going to be producing power. So there's a little bit of danger there in terms of just starting to unplug things. So we covered them with these giant concrete tarps. A regular tarp or blanket would work, something that's opaque so the sun can't get through. So we did that, and then from a safety standpoint, there's a box at the house up there that we had to disconnect turn the breaker off on the AC side, and then here was where the inverter was mounted, and then there's this disconnect here, the DC disconnect, so we turned that off as well. And then the inverter was, it's sitting right there along with some of the old modules, but the inverter was here along with the monitoring system. And so after turning all the disconnects off, then we tested the inverter to make sure that the leads were showing 0 in terms of voltage on the AC side, and then you can test the DC side as well. And once you sort of realize that everything is where you want it to be and at 0, you can go ahead and start pulling the wires. So I wore insulated gloves and did that and pulled everything apart. And yeah, so we're ready to go now. And those guys put ladders up and took all these modules down and disconnected those. So now today we're going to be putting more modules up, which will be good.